Hello, 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 people. Can you hear me? Mic check 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Is the microphone working? Can you let me know, please? Can you hear me okay? Yes, no, maybe, can't hear me. Music's too loud. Anybody answer something? We'll leave it about right there. Boss, can you hear me? All you 10 people watching, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Thank you. I was waiting to see if we would get a lot more people because people have been asking me to do this. And I know it's kind of spontaneous. It is spontaneous. But I have a very busy schedule and I'm kind of procrastinating, to be quite honest with you. I don't want to work right now, so I was like, might as well. Links. I know several linkses. You're gonna have to be more specific on which one you are. I know like 4 people named Links. And don't make me guess. Please don't make me guess. You'll be like, no, not that one, not that one, not that one. Yes, that one. Okay, so I wanted to do a live Q&A because I get a lot of questions about Link's mode, motherfucker. Like, where have you been? Link's mode. You've been on my streams a lot and you never fessed up to who you were. You never fessed up, so now I know. I have to remember that Boss Tony is Link's mode. Alright, so I wanted to do a live Q&A because people ask me all the time many questions. And I'm going to turn this music down because it's too loud in my headphones. I don't know if it's loud for you guys, but it's loud for me. If you have questions about Photoshop, being a creator in Second Life, if you have questions about any services that I personally do, like if you have questions about custom artwork or logos or posters or, excuse me, graphic design in general, if you have questions about, I can answer some questions about mesh, but not a lot because I'm not really fantastic in the 3D world. But this, I wanted to come on and hopefully gather up all the people that are constantly asking me questions and then be able to give you a visual answer if it's a Photoshop question or a creator question or why are you so awesome, Toxxic Rhiannyr question. I'm leaving the floor open for you guys. So I see inside of the comment, in the chat box, there are some designers in here watching. So if you guys have any questions, like if you're like ever wondering how another creator does the same things that you do, I'm leaving the floor open for you guys. I've got like an hour and a half. Green screen removals. My advice is don't use green screen. Don't use a green screen. I'm not very good at green screen removal, and there's a million tutorials on how to do that. I personally don't use green screens. I use, you know, I can teach you a trick. You want me to teach you a trick? Hang on a second. Let's set up my trick here. That's not what I was looking for. Let me show you something here. This is my workaround for green screen. And I've got way too many wind lights loaded. 1 second. And those are not wind lights. Those are water lights. But here is my workaround for a green screen. So you make your cube. This is going to be your background, right? I haven't done this in so long, but that's a good question. However, I don't use green screen. So you're going to make your background white, and if you were using green screen, obviously your screen would be this color. Don't do that. Just leave it white. And I believe you need to make it full bright in order for this to work. So let me bring my ass out here. And let me do a couple things here. I'm going to pose myself in front of this. I just kind of stumbled across this. I'm sure other people probably already know how to do this as well, but so you got your model, right? And you're gonna take her picture. Let me look at least half decent. Sure, that's half decent. Okay, so you've got your subject in your screen, like so. And I'm using, this is just the wind light that I have on right now. It's just the regular CALWL wind light. Let me zoom myself up a little bit so I look normal. There we go. And really, you can shut up. You don't have... Stop talking, Toxic. Okay, so you take your picture, right? So I'm just going to take my picture normal, just like that. And we'll save it to the desktop. Which my desktop is not messy. I thought it was messy. Okay, so we've got that first picture. I'm not going to touch anything else. I'm just going to switch the wind light. You need to switch it to... ambient dark. Everybody has ambient dark. It's not an extra one or whatever. It's everybody has it. Ambient dark. So that makes a silhouette out of your avatar, just like this. And I'm just going to take another picture. Same picture on top of it, just like that, except for, you know what, I should probably take the heart farts off because they're in the way. So let me take that off. And I'm just going to, of course, wait for that particle to go away, this particle to go away. And I'm just going to take another picture right on top of it so it's the silhouette, like so. This is a lot easier to work with than your green screen is. So then you could just open these up. Let's open them up here. And this is how I used to do my pictures like a couple of years ago. So here now you've just got your silhouette and then you've got your regular picture. So what I used to do is, I mean, pretty half-ass, is just go to your magic wand and then make sure it's set at 100 and you can just click in there. For the most part, you're going to be grabbing like you're not going to get those super thin hairs, which you could probably go in with like a mask tool or something like that. I always just left that shit alone, to be honest with you. If I kept it in, I would usually keep it like, to be honest with you, I never fucked with it. I don't even know how to explain it because I never messed with it. So when I had everything selected, like so, I would just come down here and press this little box with the circle in the middle of it. My system is going really slow right now. I pressed that one too many times. And then once the, so basically when you click that mask box at the bottom, it took away the background. So you're just left with the silhouette. So I would just come over here to the inverted selection and press apply layer mask. So now all you have right here, see, this new fucking graphics card, like, I don't know if you guys can see that changing, but the color even on my Photoshop changes when that's my graphics card doing that. But as you can see, you have like a perfect silhouette of your avatar. That's a workaround for the green screen. I hate that fucking green screen shit. There is no good way to... there's no easy way to do the green screen trick. It's always going to be a pain in the ass, put it this way. So what I used to do when I had this silhouette already taken out is I would press Control and click on the layer and make the little dancing ants go around the layer. Then I would select my bottom one and press Control J, and then that would cut another me out pretty perfectly. I mean, you can go in there with like a smudge tool or whatever, or what was that one tool? The liquefy, and you can make the hairs, you know, be a little bit more feathery on the bottom. But basically what I used to do, I always wanted, before I got the really good graphics card here lately, I had a really shitty one before. Well, it wasn't really shitty, but when I would take pictures in Second Life, my shadows were really pixelated. So this is the way that I used to make my vendor ads, because I wanted a shadow behind me, but I couldn't take a picture like that in Second Life because the shadows would come out really pixelated. So I did this workaround. So now that I've cut that other copy of myself out, I'm just going to put the silhouette version underneath it, and then I could slide it to the side, and then I just changed the opacity, and that was the shadow behind me. The shadow that I couldn't get in Second Life because I had such a shitty graphics card and everything was pixelated. And from there, you can also do like the same thing I was saying about feathering the hair. If you have a tablet, it might be easier to come in here and actually fix these little spots. But I mean, as far as like this part right here where it's just a little bit white, you can actually zoom all the way in. If you're good with the pen tool, you can fix all this just by drawing all the way around it, if you're trying to get it absolutely perfect. I hate hair. I've never been very good at editing hair, and that damn green screen for the birds, man. Unless you wanted to go and doing all that masking, and I don't even really work with masks that often. Other than pressing this little button right here, I very, very seldom work with masks. So I hope that that little trick of using the ambient, he's gonna need to wait. The ambient, it'll work with anything, any wind light that you decide to take your picture on. Just always remember to come up and set it to ambient dark to get it just like this. And your prim behind you has to be full bright, because see, if you take it off full bright, then everything's just black. So that was my easy workaround. I hope, you know, you guys can play with that and make pretty pictures that way. Fuck that green screen shit. Yeah, it's a nice tool to know, because like you'll be working doing other things and all you need is just a silhouette. I don't know how many times I'll be like editing a picture and I'm like, I just need that shit to be black. Oh, and then I remember this this wind light, and so that's how I've always done it from there. What's a good body for Catwalona? I mean, I think any of them would work okay with that head. It just kind of depends on what your personal preference is. Well, I have a shape store that I'm not, it's not, I would just look on the marketplace. I would look on the marketplace and then just type in shapes, bento shapes, and then see. It's not the shape for your body really has nothing to do with the head. You just have to make it all proportionate. And the thing is with the Lona head, it's kind of a big head. Like I have it on right now. That's the head that I'm wearing right now. And I actually just switched last night to Maitreya body. And I fucking hate it. I hate the Maitreya body because it's too small. Like, I feel like I need to eat a couple cheeseburgers. I'm really used to being a thicker avatar. I like to have a big butt and I like to have big hips. So, for me, hourglass is the way to go. But more and more, you keep seeing on Facebook that all the designers are only rigging for Maitreya because they're tired of rigging for all the other bodies and yada yada yada. So you should always probably have a Maitreya body in your inventory because it kind of looks like everybody's just getting tired of rigging for all the other ones, and I'm not particularly happy with the way my shape looks right this very minute. It's just not thick enough for me. It's just not, it's not good. But, my advice would be just look on the marketplace for bento shapes, and then you're going to have to demo them with your head and try to make everything proportionate. I really like hourglass, but every time I go to an event and I like something and I want to go buy it, it says Maitreya only, and I'm like, well, fuck you too, because everybody's making only Maitreya now, and it just sucks. Like, her body is not, it's not for everybody. It's not a body that you can make curvy. If it looks like you have really saggy titties and a saggy butt when you try to make it curvy. So the next question is, for beginner designers, should you do marketplace first, then do a main store, or the other way around? In my opinion, you should just do both. If you have a main store in World, you should probably have a marketplace location as well. I mean, you're hitting two birds with one stone. There is a community that they really do like shopping on the marketplace versus going in World, and then you also have a large community that likes to shop in World and they hate shopping on the marketplace. So in my opinion, it's good to have both, but that's purely just kind of from, I guess, a marketing standpoint, is that, you know, you should make yourself available wherever you can. Because the more places that you can be searched for, you know, the higher chance people are going to find you. So I would say definitely both. And it also kind of depends, I guess, on what your goals, you know? What do you want out of creating a store in Second Life? If you're if you're on a budget and you can't afford to have a main store in World, that's totally understandable, because yes, they will. Yeah, they will. Events will, actually, that's the bare minimum that most of the events do. They will accept marketplace only stores. Marketplace search drives me nuts. Worse than in World. Really? I think the search in World has improved over the past couple of years. Like, for me personally, I don't even really use landmarks anymore because it got to a point where it felt like a lot of main stores were just moving around a lot. And I mean, I get it. That happens if you don't actually own a parcel, like actually own it. If you're renting, sometimes either the renting company, the estate company falls apart and you have to move, or maybe you've found a plot that is less lindens but better prims or something. So I understand like why people move their stores a lot, but that creates a problem whenever you're looking for the store and they move a zillion times a week. So I ended up just stopped using landmarks for the most part. Oh, and then you have the designers that don't put landmarks inside their packages at all, because I guess, you know, we're just supposed to fucking guess where you have your shop. Anyway, point is, I stopped using landmarks like a year ago. I only use search. It also depends on what you're looking for, and if the person who has listed whatever item you're looking for, if they've put that particular, like if they use popular keywords. And something else that I've noticed just kind of searching around the marketplace is that people don't use the keyword function. I recently opened another store, and I'm using, for right now, I'm using the marketplace only. Well, I went to go look up the same type of products from other stores just to see what kind of keywords that they were using on their listing, and more than half of the stores that I looked at on the first page aren't using keywords at all. And I'm like, why wouldn't you use keywords? At least use shape, bento, women. At least use that, but they're not even putting that in there. So that creates a problem when you're going to search things, because you as the consumer, you're looking for hair, so you automatically type in the most popular keyword would be hair. Well, if there's a hair store on there, they're not going to pull up because they're not using the keyword. So that's something that I see on the marketplace and I've seen Linden Labs try to enforce that in the past. They're like, really utilize your keywords, because that's like, you know, like with the, I guess, adds to the algorithm or whatever for the marketplace. You know, it's the internet. You have to use keywords. Same thing if you were to build a website. You put keywords into the metadata or whatever, to where people look on Google and they want to know, I don't know, an Etsy store for making slime. You would put that kind of stuff inside your keywords, so you would pull up on Google when people are looking at the items that you make. It's the same gist. It's the same marketing gist as if you were doing if you were setting up a website online. A decent mesh French press. Ended up just buying... Yeah, that's pretty detailed. Like, I don't... that's a really detailed request. So the reason why you're not able to find it is either there's not one up there, or if someone has made it, they didn't put that kind of stuff in their keywords, so you wouldn't be able to find it in the first place. Which, I wish there was a better cataloging type system for Second Life, because it would be really ideal that you could just pull up search and type in French mesh French press. That's a really hard line to say, and it would just, you know, say you just, oh, I don't want to hit that because I've got like adult turned on. Anyways, but it would be great if you could just press it and then type in what you're looking for, and then it would just list a bunch of stores that have that. A catalog process like that would be awesome for Second Life, but it's not quite that way. It would be cool for that too as well, for like gotchas and stuff, because I don't know how many times I want a certain gotcha and I've gone on the marketplace and I've typed in the actual name of the product that I'm looking for, and I don't find the right color, but it would be great if I could just come in World and type the same thing, and it would just pull up a shit ton of the yard sales that have that product. Yeah, wishful thinking. That's never gonna happen. I don't think that's ever gonna happen. Apple Fall. That's what AF stands for. I probably would have started looking at all the decor stores, like what next. I could see probably Apple Fall would have something like that. I don't know. I don't even, let me just look that up because I don't, to be honest, I really don't even know what the fuck that is. What's a French press? Oh, it's a coffee maker. Oh, or a coffee. Where have it seems like I've seen something like that as well. I want to say What Next. The store What Next would have something like that. Hire somebody. That's the best way. Then I see a question that says, what's the best way to start doing original mesh content to be able to get into the major events? Better hire somebody. Better start commissioning. I mean, that's just my opinion. If that's what you're aiming for, it's probably going to take you a good solid year if you started right now and you were really determined to learn mesh yourself. It would probably take you a year to be able to get it pretty solid to where you would be able to start making high quality items to grab the attention of the major events. Most of the major events are invitation only, so you're gonna have to make a product that will stand out to where they would see you. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, hold on a second, my phone's ringing. Spam call. This is a spam call. I'm not answering that shit. Okay. Oops, that muted it though. I don't want to mute the phone. I just muted the phone. I don't know how to turn it back on. But you see what I'm saying? If you're thinking about right now, you want to create a store, you want to be able to create a product that will be noticed by all the major events. Well, then you have to figure out how to make a product that will grab their attention. So either you hire somebody that can start making those products for you, but the problem is you better know how to texture those products, because if you hire somebody to do the mesh, then you have to texture it, or you got to find somebody that knows how to texture. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna have to whip out a fine oiled machine very fast, and it takes a lot of time, and it's overwhelming, and it's expensive, and let alone all of that stuff. It's really hard to find the mesh people. At least it's been really hard for me to locate people that take custom orders, and that are good. So it's kind of a process, but it's totally possible for you to learn yourself. But from my experience, I can tell you it's one of the hardest things that I've ever had to tackle, and I'm not even good. I've been teaching myself mesh for 3 years and I still suck. So, and I've applied myself. I've sat here for weeks taking tutorials and doing courses and trying to teach myself online and just messing with the program by myself. It's not easy. It's not something that you can just pick up and run and you're just going to be invited to all these big events tomorrow. That's for sure not going to happen. But I would say if you're really serious about it, you're going to need to have some money. I would save up some money and then start trying to find somebody that you can hire to make the mesh for you. Yeah, I've taught myself Blender and Maya. I do much better in Maya, but I really do like using Blender for renders. If I just need a render of, my screen, I would much rather use Maya. I'm sorry, Blender. I use Maya to model. And yeah, I actually make my stuff in Maya, but I use Blender if I'm doing like a logo or something and I want a render of the logo. I prefer doing that in Blender versus Maya because it's easier. And for me, it always comes out looking better. The quality of the render is always better. I mean, I don't want to discourage you. If you're really serious about, if that's really your end goal, you got a long road ahead of you, but stay determined. It's possible. It's totally possible. I don't know anything about rigging. I don't know anything about rigging or weight painting because I never wanted to do clothing. I always told myself if you learn mesh, I would like to do decor. So I never had any interest in doing anything that's rigging. I bought some M&Ms last night that said that they were caramel. They're really big. I'm not a fan. I'm going to give them to my kids. That's interesting. I didn't know that either. Gemma says there's a wanted, quote unquote, under the commerce forum, under Second Life website where you can post something you're looking for, like for instance a French press. And people will come out of the woodwork trying to help you find it. I'm just reading what everybody's saying. Well, not everybody, but I'm reading some of the comments from the chat because I know when this live stream, when I go offline and the live stream stays on, it doesn't post the chat. So it always looks like I'm talking to myself. I'm not. There are people here. 20 people at the moment. Interesting. I didn't know that either. You know, when I'm looking for something, I always just go to my group. And then, like, people come out of the woodwork for that, and they help me find it if I'm looking for something. But I guess that's a perk to having a group in the world full of people. Yeah, I definitely can't help with rigging or weight painting. I don't even know where to start on that stuff. I wish I was that advanced, but I'm sure not. But to tell you something also, I don't think there's any great advice for making, like, how do I want to say this? Because I don't want somebody to twist what I'm trying to say. Even if you have a really great product and you have a really great store and it's all original content and you market yourself well and you're inside events and you're in rotation, you may never get an invite for some of these events, ever. And you might be really good. You might be the style that, you know, whatever event you're shooting for, you might be right up their alley. And you might never, ever get an invitation. Because sometimes in Second Life, and this is unfortunate for me to say, but sometimes it's all about who you know. So, as you're working your way up in your career in Second Life, don't piss a bunch of people off. Don't DM me and don't piss a lot of people off. It's who you know. Because I can think of 5 stores right now that have beautiful end product. They're affordable. It's very, very spot on, nice quality stuff. Beautiful work. Nice people behind the store. Everything is perfect. Everything looks good. And I never see them at the big events. And I know that they've never received an invitation. So you do have to do a degree, you're right. You have to do a degree of networking, but that makes it sound like it's professional. Sometimes it's pretty fucking petty. It's really about who you know. Because it's Second Life. You don't have to you don't have to it's not like real life. It's not like everybody's all professional and we're sitting here sipping our tea and eating our fucking crumpets because we're all professional people. No, it's very fucking petty sometimes. I've seen some really garbage ass stores in the main events and I'm thinking, how the fuck did they get here? It's because they know somebody. They know somebody that either know the creator or something. It's always something. And for people that really deserve an invitation, they don't get an invitation when they're really fucking good and they deserve it. So just keep that in mind also. This is a very petty grid that we live on. Or that we work on. There are a lot of really good stores out there that really deserve those invitations, but they'll never get it. I'm really curious. I have a couple of friends that have been invited to some of the bigs here lately, and I'm really curious to know their end profit gain. Like, I really want to know, and I have a couple of them that I've asked them, and I'm like, you don't have to tell me exactly how much you make, but I just want to know a ballpark of how much you make to see if it's really worth it versus doing the other events, you know? I was always really into keeping track of, like, sales and stuff like that whenever my store was in rotation and I was joining a bunch of events. I was really interested and like to analyze why XYZ event was making me more money than an event that was considered more of a higher up event. Why, like, just a regular yearly event would make so much more than an event that everybody was, like, invited to and you couldn't fill out an application for, like, a more exclusive event. So, and sometimes I think it just really is based upon what you make and if people want to buy that at that time. Not even based upon whether the item you make is good or not. If you make something, and even if it's a fabulous product, if it's not something that the community wants to buy right then you're not going to make good sales. And that's not particularly your fault. It's not the event's fault. It's just you made an item that nobody wanted. But then you might be able to release that like a month later and people go all fucking crazy for it. There's no way to really determine what's going to be a hit. You just kind of have to make it and hold your breath and release it and hope for the best. I wish there was a way. You just kind of, I guess, shit, I don't even know if telling you to make stuff that's mainstream is even really great advice anymore. I see a lot of shit that is not mainstream that I know that the creator made a shit ton of money on. It's very left field type of a release and they made a lot of money on it. So I don't even really think saying creating mainstream things is a must anymore. I mean, it's a fantasy game, for fuck's sake. Why does it all have to be mainstream? I didn't even look at the C88 stuff. I don't have any money. I don't want to look at that shit. I'll probably hit up C88 like right when it ends. I'm sure it is. It's always cute stuff up there. Yeah, it's really it's hit or miss, Dee Dee. It really is. I remember like when I was creating stuff a couple of years ago, I would be working on something and I really really thought that when I really like I couldn't wait to release it. I'm like working and I'm like so excited. I'm like rushing through everything and then I release it and I'm like there it is. Nobody comes and gets it and I'm like fuck. I worked like a week on that. How come nobody came? And then like the next couple of days I would just put out some fucking shoes and I'm like I don't even care about the shoes. And just put stuff out there and then people go crazy over the shoes. I'm like, "Really? You guys like these shoes better than that fabulous outfit that I put out 2 days ago?" Like you never know. You never know what people are going to like. I just got to a point where I was like, just make what you like and have fun while you're making it because they're probably not going to like it. So just enjoy your fun and hopefully they'll create something or you'll create something that people really, really like. But me trying to gauge what people like, I gave up on that a long time ago. Because there's really no way to gauge it. I need to read. I have some IMs. 1 second. You guys have any other questions? I know what's going to happen is people are going to see that I did a Q&A tonight and tomorrow I'm going to get all of these questions. They're just sitting in the chat and they're talking about a hoodie. A hoodie with hair. You guys aren't talking about the Valcoer one? That's not the one you're talking about? There's another one? About how to make it in Photoshop? I don't understand. A shadow prim in Blender. I don't know what you're talking about. Make it actually transparent in Blender. Yeah. You didn't know how to make the shadow behind it? Hello, Denny. Gemma, you need to type faster. The cliffhanger, the suspense. YouTube isn't letting me chat one sentence at a time. Well, that sucks. Why are you cap locking? Are you talking about, like, for instance, let's make a box. That's our frame. You were trying to figure out how to make a shadow behind your frame? You just fucking put a plane down, man. And you turn it around. Like that. Is that what you're talking about? Or are you talking about actually making it transparent once you bake the map for it? So, so what are you talking about? Do you know how to make the once you bake the shadow map, do you know how to make the shadow map transparent so it is an actual shadow behind the box? Did you figure that part out? Because somebody asked me how to do that the other day. Is once they bake the shadow, they wanted to know how I made it transparent in Photoshop. Did you figure that part out? That part really stumped me. Oh, without using Photoshop. Yeah, I don't know how to do it without using Photoshop. So you baked a shadow map that has an alpha in Blender? Is that what you're telling me? Because I don't know how to do that. That would be helpful. But then I would have to learn Blender again, and I've already not used Blender for about a good month. Oh. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I wonder if there's a way to do that in Maya. That would be pretty helpful. I mean, even though it is like pretty much part of my routine now, it doesn't really bother me that much to just do that part in Photoshop because I'm already texturing everything else, so might as well. Okay. Okay, yeah, that would be helpful. I mean, I would like to know how to do it. I just wish there was a way to do it in Maya. There's also something else. Does anybody else use Maya? There's something that happens, and I don't know if it's just like a known glitch. I'm using 2014. I have 2017 Maya, but I don't like using it because I don't know how. I don't know, like, I haven't taken the time to really learn the interface. But there's a glitch that I've been having. Say, for instance, I went ahead and set this all up to bake the shadow maps. So once I actually run the bake on it, and it's already been baked, right? So say I come back in here and I grab this shadow plane after it's already been baked, and I delete it, the entire program crashes. I don't know if that's just something that happens with Maya period. I haven't noticed. I haven't actually tried it in the 2017 to see if it does it. But that's really fucking annoying because when I come back in, or like when I open Maya scenes that I've already baked the ambient occlusions for, I always forget. And I'll see something in the scene that I don't want, and I click it and I press delete and the whole program crashes. I'm just like, God damn it. This is this is really, really annoying. So I always have to remember when I open old scenes. Really? Okay, then maybe I just need to upgrade. I just need to bite the bullet and upgrade because it is really annoying. I'm trying to think if I have a scene that I can use real quick. Yeah, like these right here. If I say I was going to continue working on these words, if I was to delete, let's just try it. There it goes. The entire thing crashed. So I can't open a scene where I've already baked the textures because it'll just crash the whole program. It's really annoying. I think that Blender is easier to learn than Maya is. It's much more, it seems to be much more user friendly in my opinion. I was able to learn Blender, I mean pretty much the basics of Blender in 5 days. But that's also after teaching myself Maya for 2 years. So I already know pretty much everything that you need to know in order to model. So it really wasn't that hard to pick up. Excuse me, but they're right. The interface for Blender is much easier than Maya, in my opinion. The reason why I started using Maya is because I thought if something ever happens to Second Life, knock on wood that nothing happens to Second Life, but if it does, if I already know how to do things in Maya, then maybe I could use that after my career in Second Life. Like, I can put that on my resume saying that, I'm, novice level in Blender or whatever, whatever experience level I ended up to be. And then that would look good. It's something that I could carry on to the next job. So that's why I chose to learn Maya first. No, I really don't think Blender is bad at all. I just, I was learning it, and I was really starting to pick up, but once I started to do my custom artwork again, I only know how to make the logos in Maya because I had done it for so long in Maya. So I didn't know how to do the same things that I knew how to do in Maya. I didn't know how to do them in Blender, and I didn't feel like teaching myself. So I came back to using Maya again. And to be honest, I haven't opened Blender in 3 months. Like, I just never really, I don't mess with it anymore. I just stayed in here. That's interesting. I'm just going to read what they're saying in the comments. Indulge says, if I recall, LinkedIn has the possibility to get certified in 3D softwares. Sinfulness says, you can't use Avastar with Maya, you have to get Maya Star. Gemma says that LinkedIn Learning does have training you can take and get certification once you complete it. You have to pay for the subscription to LinkedIn though, and that shit is expensive. $24.99 a month. Well, how dare you type a novel? I've never even used GIMP. People always ask me all the time to do tutorials in GIMP, and I'm like, I've never used it before. I've always used Photoshop. I remember though back in the day when I started doing like custom, I was doing like people's profile pictures on MySpace. I wanted to use GIMP. A lot of the other people that did that kind of work were using GIMP, and I always wanted to use it, but I never did download it. Wada. I think it was like the brushes and stuff that I really liked. I couldn't find the same type of brushes that people used in GIMP for Photoshop at the time, and that's why I wanted to use it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. If you're able to do things in it, then to me it's not about the process. It's not about the programs that you decide to use. It's about the end product. So if you can use GIMP and texture your mesh or whatever you're texturing and you're able to make a quality end product, who gives a shit how you made it? It's fine. If you made a nice product and you're able to sell it, so what if you're not using Photoshop? Or so what if you're not using Blender and you're using Maya, or the other way around? I never really care about how it's made. It's just, do you have a product that you can sell at the end? If so, yes, cool. Doesn't really matter to me how you made it. Yeah. Well, I hope maybe at some point you'll be able to do the Photoshop stuff, because I would think it probably would give you more options than GIMP would. Like, I think your creativity could go a lot further possibly with it. Yeah, the 3D options. There's so much stuff that Photoshop does that even I don't know how to do. I wouldn't consider myself, even though I've worked in Photoshop ever since I graduated from high school, which was a long time ago. I still wouldn't consider myself a Photoshop guru. I don't know everything about Photoshop. I find things all the time. In fact, my daughter is 16 and she has a channel on YouTube where she edits photos of Selena Gomez. And she came in here a couple months ago and taught me quite a bit of things with Photoshop that I didn't know how to fucking do. I was just like, oh, well, isn't that fancy? To be honest, I don't even know if cracks work anymore. We ended up paying for the whole suite, so we do that through a business. So, my versions aren't cracked. I'm paying for them. I don't even know if the cracks even work anymore. Oh, girl, I'm pretty sure they care. They just might not really be very proactive on doing anything about it. It's expensive. It's expensive to have all these programs each month and you're paying for their subscription to be able to utilize the software. It is expensive, but at the same time, if you're using it for business, it takes money to make money. I love InDesign. I made my resume in InDesign. I wish I had a reason to use InDesign. I kind of don't. That's annoying, huh? Is that an annoying sound? Yeah, I don't. When I was in high school, I really wanted to do journalism. I didn't think I was going to be a graphic designer. I really, right straight out of high school, I really wanted to do journalism. I wanted to work for a magazine. So, InDesign, and what was the other one that I used? I used to build websites to Dreamweaver. I used Dreamweaver a lot right after high school. And I really, really loved those programs, but I haven't opened Dreamweaver since I started Second Life, so that's what, been 9 years. I've not tried to build a website in 9 years. Like, I'm pretty sure I can't do it nowadays. But it's nice to have all those programs at your fingertips if you try to get the one that gives you the entire suite. The only ones that I have installed is I have InDesign installed, but it's not on my bar. Illustrator, Lightroom, After Effects, and Premiere, Photoshop. Those are all the ones that I use. I don't really like Lightroom. I'm trying to get used to that. I get very lost in Lightroom. I did have ZBrush for a little while, but the only thing that I knew how to do in ZBrush was applying matte caps to mesh. Like, there was one time that I made some, what were they? I made some wedges, like some heels, and they had metal on them. So I just used ZBrush to apply a metal matte cap, but I didn't actually try to make mesh in ZBrush. My uncle, though, he works at a, I really don't know what you would consider the place that he works at. He basically textures, he does illustrations for, like, toy boxes, like Barbie, and, they were doing, like, a Walking Dead series and stuff for, like, Funko and stuff like that. So he's the person that does the illustration on, like, the package boxes for toys. And he said that most of the 3D people that work at the studio use ZBrush. Very few of them even use Maya. Nobody uses Blender. So that's kind of interesting to know, that most people in his building use ZBrush for 3D. Yeah, I guess that's what it is, a package designer. He does so many different things that it's not limited to just that. He does package designing and other illustrations. Sometimes they do animations and stuff also. But he said that everybody there uses ZBrush. I was like, that's interesting. That's interesting to know. I thought everybody was using Maya, but they're not. When you go to a real world studio, they're using ZBrush. Okay, so I've literally got like 30 minutes to yammer on randomly. If anybody is watching, or whoever is watching, if you have questions about anything, you feel free to jump in and cut these girls off. Be like, excuse me, you bitches been talking long enough. I have a question. Please feel free to do so. I'm only going to stay on here until 8 p.m. my time because I do have a lot of artwork to get to. And it's artwork that I can't show. So I'll be going offline in 30 minutes. I feel like I cleaned out my my note cards today and was like, oh, I want to do a Q&A, and so I don't have any of the questions that people were asking me before, and I'm trying to remember them. It's not secret artwork, but I don't have permission to go live. I do have permission from one client to do a logo for a kids store, but I probably won't get to her until Wednesday. So Yeah, I'm a little worried. I get really worried. Like my husband Ken is like, it's just like it's your artwork. Do whatever you want. If you want to go live, go live. But I'm always scared that the customer is gonna be like, well, you're designing my stuff live online, and I don't want anybody to know that I heart, and then they start getting mad at me, and I just fucking. I don't want anybody getting mad at me because I'm designing their artwork live on fucking YouTube. Y'all know how petty people are. You can try. I do know of a place that is looking for main stores to rent, but you kind of have to fall. You have to be pretty open to falling in theme. And I know she's going to be kind of picky on who she allows in. I can give the name, and if any of you got, but I feel bad at the same time because I don't know what y'all's stores look like. She's going to be a little bit picky, but she does have main store land available. One second. She owns the Flawless region. Actually, there's 3 regions over there, but she does have land available for main stores. But she will be picky. So if your store just doesn't match the theme or whatever, or you're not game for whatever she has to offer, then that's the only place that I know of right now that is looking for main stores to rent. You can always, I don't know what you create, but also every once in a while, let me get the spelling of her name. Every once in a while, Missy will have main stores land to rent, and she's flair for events. And also, you were saying what are easy events to get into. I don't know that there are technically easy events to get into, but I will give you something that you can join. I own a group in World called Event Finder. This is the URL to the group. So basically what the group is about, well, that's not working in this chat. But if you look this up, if you just look up my name or you look up Event Finder in Second Life, I allow people to join this group, designers and also event coordinators. As you can see, there's 620 people in the group, and I allow event coordinators to post applications and information about their event one time every 7 days. So if you're looking for events to join, you can join the in-world group to receive the notices, and also there's the Facebook link for the group. Yeah, really, that's the only thing that I can tell you to do. As far as I saw somebody saying if I have advertising tips, I would be... Thank you, Chema. Not 6 days, not 5 days, 7 days. Yeah, if you guys are looking to join events, please be in this group, because really, this is the only thing that I know of to look for events that are recruiting, that allow applications. This is where they post. And I try to spam it out on Facebook as much as I can without being annoying, you know what I'm saying? To try to get new event coordinators in that are looking to fill spots. So that's really the best advice that I have for that right now. I try to think what would be like an easy None of it is easy. When you're like, easy events or easy places, none of this is easy, Jake. None of it's easy. I'm not lying to you. I, I can just I'll keep a lookout and see if I notice anybody that is looking for um, designers to join the events or malls that are looking for stores to fill spots. But honey, none of this in Second Life is easy. Even if you have a really great product, none of it is easy. Oh, advertising tips. The only thing that I would tell you is to make sure that you're on as many social media websites as possible and that you update them and you're constantly posting. Um, that's the only thing really I can think of. I think Facebook, Flickr, and Instagram are the top three. Facebook being first, pretty much in that order. Facebook, Flickr, Instagram. Instagram really does have a large following for Second Life, so um, I think that's probably like a good one to get yourself onto. I also have Twitter, and of course I'm on YouTube, and what other ones do I do? I think that's it. Facebook, Flickr, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. I'm on Pinterest too, but that's just me really. That's me just pinning everything. That really has nothing to do with my stores or advertising or anything like that. That's purely, I don't feel like working. I'm going to look at pretty things for the next 2 hours. I'm not sure. Maybe you guys can help me with this. This is something that I that I'm interested in. Do you guys know if groups in World still work? Like as far as like spam groups or freebie groups, like SL Freeze and Offers was always a really good group for me to join because it did actually bring people to your store. Are there any others like SL Freeze and Offers? Something, anything that you can join, that even if you have to put a freebie out for, you know, their group or something like that, can you think of any others that are good to join other than that one? I'm just going to type this in here in case anybody watching needs to know. That's a good group. Designing SL. I'm trying to think. So, do you think any of the spam groups really work anymore? I remember, like, a long time ago when Alter Ego was, like, in its glory days, if you walked up to my store, I would have, like, 40 group joiners in front of the store of, like, all of the spam groups that I belonged to that I sent notices out in. Like, there were fucking group joiner boards everywhere. But do you guys think that that stuff works anymore? From Designing SL. And that's just you joining and sending a notice? Please don't be anything bad. Of course there's bad. Sorry. Join Designing SL to be the first to know about new releases, sales, and group gifts from talented designers across the grid. Keep up with hunts, events, and media announcements. Great place for bloggers seeking events or sponsors. Creators and promoters needing posting rights. Contact via IM and note card both. Please post limited to once a day, please. Oh, here's an event calendar. Let's look at this. Oh, it says that it's closed. It says that it's closed. Thank you for an eventful 5 years in Second Life. Okay, maybe not. Need to take that out. Oh yeah, there's a lot of like familiar names in here. Here, I'll join. Oh, there's a lot of people in here. This is probably a good one too, Jake. You might want to join. Designing SL if you're not already in it. You know what I would like to do? I want to find more events that do main store things. Like Saturday sale. If you're looking to join a sale, try to do Saturday sale. For me, Saturday sale is really good. But I want to do more events like that that drive traffic to the main store. Because if you haven't noticed, I got a homestead, yay! That's what I've been doing for the past couple days, is decorating this place. I took the weekend off from doing artwork because I'm just exhausted. I've had some things going on in real life, and my brain hasn't really been there to be creating things. So I took the weekend off and I got a homestead, and I'm plopping all my things that I do back out again. The place that I have my store right now is it's too small for what I want to do with my life, so I needed more room. This will probably be open in the next few days. I just need to do some decorating. I'm not really like loving this that I have going on here, so I can't work on this tonight. I'll have to do it a different day, tomorrow maybe. Or I don't know, maybe I'll work on it till midnight, then I'll start working again. You know what? I wish there was like, God, I need more me's. I just wish I could like copy myself ×2. I just need another me so I can do everything that I want to do, because I wouldn't mind running an event that does main store releases, but why does it always have to be 60 lindens? Like, why do we always have to 25 lindens? I can't make shit for 25 lindens. 25 lindens? I will be freaking cursed right out. No, I don't need an assistant. I need another me. I have an assistant. I can't make anything for 25 lindens, because most of the TOSs for full perm templates won't let you sell it less than 100 lindens. You know, you'll have fucking what's her name, Creative Studio, knocking at your door talking about, take it down, you can't sell that for that cheap, you know. I hope you're fucking watching too. Mean ass bitch, just trying to make a living. Oh. Ugh. Don't get me started about bloggers. Gemma, tell them about bloggers. No, it can't be free or cheap. We will get pinged for that, so I can't do something like 25 linden Tuesday. I mean, I could make my own mesh for it, but 25 lindens? I'm gonna sit around in Maya for 2 weeks just to sell something for 25 lindens? Aw, man. You trying to close me? Oh, 50% off? I can do a percentage, but whenever they require, like, I mean, even with Saturday sale, it really is pushing it, but I always put my stuff at 75 lindens. I make a package that is my regular package, 20 colors, and it's in a HUD, and it's 75 lindens. I mean, that's the best I can do. I very rarely have something set out for 50 lindens because I just can't. You don't make a whole lot of money doing that. You are 100% absolutely correct, Sinful. That is how it should be. But for whatever reason, which is stupid, it's a stupid reason, they think that that devalues their product. Oh, Gemma, 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 Gemma. Make me a panda. I'm not going to make you make something and then turn around and sell it for 25 lindens. Yeah, there's a lot of hurdles that you have to jump through these days when you're purchasing full perm. Mm-hmm. Me too. Me too. You know what I really can't stand? And for the most part, the two people that I buy from that do this are pretty good at sending me the product right away. But I don't like where you purchase a template and then they give it to you no transfer. And then they're like, you have to send the note card in to be able to get the the transfer copies. And you're like, son of a bitch, the only reason why I bought this is because I have to texture it and put it in an event in 30 minutes. There will always be copy botters. They're never going to be able to get rid of the copy botters. It's Second Life's form of theft. Just like we have theft in real life, we have theft in Second Life. You're never going to be able to get rid of the copy botters, so you might as well stop punishing the people who actually purchase your shit and keep you alive. Because that's exactly what you're doing. You're punishing the people who support your product. I hate the wait time. It's bullshit. I am such a procrastinator. If you guys know how I am, I'll go live on Friday at 5 p.m. because I have to have my order ready to go for Saturday sale at 8 p.m. I start thinking about what I'm going to make for Saturday sale at 5 p.m. on Friday. But it's really hard to do that whenever you have templates where you have to wait in order to get your fucking thing, and you've paid over 1,000 lindens for the product. It's bullshit. I don't know. I don't know. Hey, don't get me started. I will sit up on YouTube and fucking get really mad. It's bullshit, man. I mean, come on. As if making a profit in this game isn't already hard enough. Now you're going to add on to these extra things that we have to do just because of a copy botter. Well, you know what happens? I've been copy botted. My full perm clothing has been copy botted. So if I'm getting copy botted, that means that you cannot stop these fucking people. So by doing all this stuff, you're like, oh, you know, I'm just going to make it to where they can't put my stuff up on the marketplace anymore until that copy botter goes to Alter Ego and starts ripping everybody that's standing inside the store, and then all your shit is back on fucking marketplace full perm again. Like, you can't stop it from happening. If we, the customers, get copy botted, you, the creator, get copy botted. Like, it's never gonna fucking stop happening. It's crazy. No, gotchas are not hard to make. You just make regular things, but you just set them for no copy. No mod, no copy. You just make a series, you know, decide whatever you want to create, make a series of them, multiple colors, and then you just change their permissions. Then you're done. And you got yourself a gotcha. And then you get a script where everything, the probability of you getting something good is 1%. 1%. You might get the green one in 40 tries. No, I don't think gotchas are hard to make. They're lovely to have when you put them in like an event and you just make a shit ton of sales. If you join an event and the event allows you to put a gotcha, always put a gotcha. Don't ever waive that offer. Yeah, well, I always did. I think mine had a 10 because I really didn't care that much. My rare was never really that spectacular. Really, the last time I did a gotcha, it was skins anyways, and my rare was the fat pack. So, I think I always used to put it at like 10%. I didn't really care that much. I don't care as much as like who puts a really small percentage, and I just fucking hate their gotchas. The store song, they make those stupid fucking hard to get the rares out of her gotchas. Yeah, there are creators that the only thing that they do is make gotchas. Which, I mean, they're really good money makers. It's not a bad idea. And hey, if you think about it, if you only make gotchas, you would have a shit ton of prims left because you just put it all in a machine. So you don't have to like take up a bunch of prims. Like literally, you could have little 4 prim machines rezzed all over your freaking store. Spell. There's a store called Spell. I've never heard of a store. There's Spellbound. Are you talking about Spellbound? I shall not speaketh shit about Spellbound because I love Kohana. So if she wanted to set her shit to 1%, I don't care. You think so? Are they laggy? I did too. I saw that store too. I was just like, have fun. You're forever gonna be stuck with that name. Toxic. I did too. I saw somebody collaborate with a store with that name. I don't remember who did the collaboration though. Okay, you got 4 minutes. 4 minutes and I'm leaving you people. Because I'm getting bored just standing here. I'm bored just standing here. I have things to do today. If you guys come up with anything else, any other questions, you can always send me a note card in World. No, I'm not selling any space. I'm not good having people with me. I've sucked up all the prims. They're all mine. I'm really not as friendly of a person as you think I am. And I get tired of people really quick, so I've always learned that I just need to be alone. Yeah. I'm not good with having people. Like, I was gonna let my, um, me and a friend of mine, well, Bubbles, if any of you guys know Bubbles, Bubbles Lemon, we went to go look at homesteads the other day, and I was like, you would just want to split it with me, and we could have this homestead together, just me and you. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, do you want to keep Bubbles as your friend? It's probably smarter for you to do this by yourself. I just know how I am. I get really tired of people's bullshit. Like, everybody has an amount of bullshit with them. Everybody does. And I have a hefty amount of bullshit as well. So whenever I start getting feels and having like a bad day or a bad second lifetime, I really have to be by myself. I'm really not a good person to rent with or partner with. I'm just not good at that kind of stuff. I'm not that great, excuse me, at socializing or being a fantastic friend. So I've just learned my lesson over the years that I really just need to be by myself. Even if I have to struggle with a tear, it's better for me to just be alone. Group hug. Hey, at least I know. At least I know I'm crazy, and I know that I have issues, so I try to keep people as far away from me as I can. So you don't ever have to encounter the bad side of me. Because I do have a bad side, and I'm fully aware of my bad side. I try to save people from ever meeting the bad side. There are some people on this grid that just take their bad side and trick you into thinking that they're great people, and then a couple weeks later, you're on Facebook talking about, this person used to be my best friend, but they're a bitch and they're fucking crazy. Fuck you. I'm not like that. I'll tell you up front, I'm not a good person to partner and do things with. I know my limits. I eat my feelings too. Anyways, I want to do another one of these. I think because of this being so spontaneous, it was not really... I mean, it was a good test. I've never really just sat here. And it's totally boring. The screen is totally boring. This was too, like, spur of the moment. So, if you are watching this right now, there's 22 people watching. You need to subscribe to the channel and then hit the bell button in order to be enrolled in notifications on when I go live or when I upload a tutorial or any new content to the channel. Please do those two things, and then I will do another live Q&A maybe next weekend, but I'll actually make a graphic, and it'll be like a couple days, something that you can like save the date for, and then think of things that you want to know, like Photoshop questions, creator questions, like very basic mesh questions, and anything that I can't answer. Usually I have a pretty good round of people inside the comments that can help answer questions as well. But I just feel like people are going to see this tomorrow and be like, shit, she did the live Q&A and I wasn't around, and I want to do it again. So maybe I will put out a notice on Friday, and then I'll come back on Sunday and actually do the live Q&A. That'll get it to where maybe we can get more people in here, and we can just have a party. A YouTube party. Asking questions. No, I cannot just send you a text or something. But I'm going to go ahead and leave you guys, and thank you so much for sitting with me for the past couple of hours. It's about to hit 2 hours. I've been talking for an hour and 45 minutes, and now I'm tired of talking. But next time I'll figure out something to do like visually, because obviously I'm not really doing anything too visual other than occasionally moving my mouse, showing you that I'm still here. Maybe I'll actually have some courage and I'll turn the camera on, so you can see me rambling. Maybe I'll get some better light or something like that. Oh my god, you guys that are up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, you are crazy for being here right now. You're crazy. But thank you so much for watching and listening. Think about questions, all that kind of stuff, and I will talk to you all soon. I'm gonna go be a graphic slave now. And yeah. Love you guys. I love your faces, even though I don't know who half of you are. I would know if you maybe said your second life name, but even though I don't know who most of you are. Alright, I'm really turning it off this time. You guys have a great night, have a great sleep, and I will see you when I see you. Okay, bye. Okay, really, I'm leaving. Okay, bye. Bye. Okay, I'm really turning it off now. Okay, I'm leaving. God. Okay, I'm gone. Alright, bye. Bye-bye. See you later. Goodbye. Good night. Bye. Jake, if you're still here, Jake, it'll be okay. You'll figure it out. I promise. Okay, I really am leaving. Okay, bye.